Miki grab을 먹고 같이 주이다 뭔가 돌로bank 원래 오간다 나루 추추트 먹으시아 본가 몰라 원한 직네 바물레 슬리모 포다다다 난가 쿰비스트 물레 라베스 론다 디호똥가 군한가비 Wanna kundes ching palamule tunking ba nunotek tok ning chatukunde mule rabes tong haitwam jiji jum lumpa nita poe tikitu dolpa da bongualeo gandonan chuchut kachi chu ita dundonga yumalita kuto dun chilamulane ni dubobo wonga kumbis jang ba mulira Kachikun idahodonga, ikin opa mulera chikun, slimo podonar diodunga kunkabe. Takum justak miki grabul mogo, kachichu ita bodunga, dolbobank wale oganda naru chuchut, molisha ponka bola wana chikne. Pamule slimo podadada nanga kumbist mule rabes. Ronda di hotonga kun hankabi. Wana kundes ching palamule tongking ba nunotek. Togning chatukunde mule rabes. Kachikun ida hodonga. Yiking kuno pa mule rachikun. Slimo podonar diodunga kunkabe. Mucho shakpakat. Kino no namapaole rachikun. Ronda di hodonga kun hankabi. Wana kundes ching palamule tongking ba nunotek. Togning chatukunde mule rabes. Takum justak miki grabul mogo kachichu ita bodunga dolbobank wale oganda naru chuchut mogisha ponka bola wana chikne pamule slimo podadada nanga kumbist mule rabes tong haitwam jiji jum lumpa nita poe tikitu dolpa da bongualeo gandonan chuchut kachichu ita dundonga Yumalita kuto dun. Chilamulane ni dubobo. Wonga kumbis jang ba mulira. Kachikun ida hodonga. Yiking kuno ba mulira chikun. Slimo podonar diodunga kunkabe.
Yes, what's on your mind? Have I been quiet? Suppose I have. I guess I just don't like being left out of the loop. No? Well, you certainly aren't helping matters any either. And it's really starting to irritate me. For one thing, I want to know what the Jedi Council said to you. They pulled you in there and refused to tell me a thing about it.
That is none of your concern, Carth, and you would do well to leave the matter be.
I respect you, Bastila, but you've been as closed-mouthed as the rest of the Council. If you won't talk to me, then maybe somebody else will. And why is that? You were a great help on Terrace, but why would they keep you with us? Don't they have to train you? A bond? What kind of bond? You mean to say that they told you that you were tied to Bastila in some way? Huh, I have trouble believing that. You're a neophyte Padawan who's been saddled with the responsibility of tracking down these star maps. Why? That's not normal. I am not trying to provoke you or to imply that you're somehow responsible for the Jedi Council, but give me a hand here. There has to be a reason. then what does that mean? Well, is this more of that destiny garbage that the Jedi keep talking about? Well, that can't be it. Well, I'll tell you this much, I'm not gonna wait around until I'm betrayed again. Yeah, we'll just see about that, won't we? Look, I didn't mean it that way. I want to get to Saul, not... No, forget it. It just seems that all I can do is insult you, isn't it? Just forget I said anything. Let's just get on with what we were doing.
Yeah, what do you want? You want another war story, huh? You want to hear about some other world getting wasted, eh? I knew you were the type. Your stagnant republic has never seen some of the strange creatures and races we fought on the Outer Rim in those years. And you never will now. If a world isn't strong enough to defend itself, it's basically forfeit. But this story is about something a little different. We were going through the asteroid fields of the Crispin system at the very edge of the galaxy, playing with the pirates and smugglers we found there. The main belt in the Crispin system consists of mainly small rocks covered in frozen methane gas shells, and the pirates were using them for cover. Ha! I remember using a thermal generator to cause the outer layer of one of the asteroids to vaporize in a picosecond. It blew out and shredded the 3 smugglers using it for cover. But that was a mistake. The asteroid I had targeted was smaller than most, maybe a dozen meters on a side. On the outside, it looked the same as any other, just a ball covered in frozen gas. But something must have been inside it, something inactive, in the cold. The heat of my blast might have triggered something, or woken something up. After I'd hit it, spots of light and heat appeared all over the thin shell, still covering it, evaporating the gases. What lay underneath looked like some sort of rocky growth. A deformed rock, pitted by scores of micrometeorite scars. I think something even older might have been inside that. Maybe, but maybe not. It started rotating faster and faster as we watched it. After a second, it started spraying fire, thermal projectiles that melted our armor like wax. We were caught completely by surprise. Before we could counterattack, it fled at an incredible speed. We couldn't catch it, but we could follow its hyperspace wake. We followed its trail as far as we could, heading away from the galactic core. When it finally led beyond the edge of our galaxy, we abandoned our efforts. Anything that wants to commit suicide in that great void is not worth our trouble trying to catch. That's the only story I have for now. I'll tell you some more stuff later if we get the chance. Is there something else you want to know? Stimulants make a warrior out of even the weakest human. Here's a speed-boosting stimulant to help you get quicker. There anything else you need? Stimulants make a warrior out of even the weakest human. Here's a speed-boosting... There anything else you need? Here's a speed boost. There anything else you need? Here's a strength boosting stimulant to help you get stronger. There anything else you need? Stimulants make a warrior out of even... Here's a strength boosting stimulant to help you get There anything else you need? Here's a stamina boosting stimulant to help you get tougher. There anything else you need? Stimulants make a warrior out of even the weakest human. Here's a speed boost. There anything else you need? Hey, don't worry. I think you've got enough there as it is. You don't want to overload yourself on stims. Otherwise, you might destroy your adrenal system. A real warrior knows his own limits and doesn't overestimate himself. There anything else you need? Your choice. I'm here if you want something done right.
What can I do for you? Don't tell me you believe Lena's lies. Griff might be working as a miner on Tatooine, but the rest of her story is bantha poodoo. You can't trust someone like her. At least Griff's free of her clutches. I'd like to go speak to the Circa Corp rep on Tatooine if we have time. Maybe I can arrange to see my brother again. I just hope he's not in any kind of trouble when we do.
I feel I must apologize for the way I acted towards you before in the Grove. It was wrong of me. I am sorry for attacking you. I am sorry for thinking you would only try to kill me. I hope that by helping you in your task, I may redeem myself in your eyes and in my own. Thank you. It is most reassuring to know that you can forgive me, even though I tried to take your life. I can only hope that, in our time journeying together, I will succeed.
How can I help? It was less of a dream and more of a vision the two of us. Perhaps because we desired to, perhaps because they came to this planet and were strong enough in the Force to leave a trace. They did something important here, of that I am certain. It may be simply that we are sensitive to that event, or it may not. We dreamed about Revan and Malak either because we were meant to, or because we needed to. There is no other way to look at it. With luck, we will. I would rather not rely on such visions to guide us, but when we have so little else to go on, and the galaxy hangs in the balance. I have no idea. It was obviously important, however. That is why we must investigate this further. Are you wondering why we shared the vision, or why we even received it in the first place? To the first, I can only repeat the answer that the Council gave us. Our fates are linked, and for two as strong as we are in the Force, that amounts to a near-physical bond. As to the second, I truly don't have an answer for you. The Force works as it will, and perhaps we should be grateful for what we've been given. I don't know. Believe me, I certainly don't find the prospect of being joined to you enjoyable in any fashion. Please, forgive me. I did not mean to imply that you were repulsive in any sense of the word. That we shared something so personal is just not something I'm used to. What would you like to know? As you wish. We really should return our thoughts to business anyway.
Yes, what's on your mind? You got it.
Lord Malik, the Star Forge is operating at 200% capacity, far beyond our expectations.
I am more interested in the young Jedi Bastila and her battle meditation. How you learned how she escaped the destruction of Taris.
She was aided by Carth Onasi, a decorated war hero of the Republic and a legendary soldier. During the Mandalore Wars, he was honored many times for his bravery.
You know this man?
Yes, Lord Malik, he served under me when I still followed the Republic. You could say I was his mentor.
Interesting. How did you acquire this information, Admiral?
An eyewitness, Lord Malik. Calo Nord, a bounty hunter, was there when Bastila and Carth escaped the planet. Apparently, they left him for dead.
A Jedi and a war hero. It's a wonder you survived the encounter.
I am hard to kill, Lord Malik.
Calo has agreed to help us capture the young Bastila for a very hefty fee, of course. But I assure you he is well worth the price. His reputation as a bounty hunter is well earned.
Her companions are nothing to me, Calo. But I desire the young Jedi taken alive, if at all possible.
Lord Malik, forgive me. There is something else. May we have a private audience away from the ears of the common soldiers?
I trust you are not wasting my time, Admiral Carath.
I promise you will be very interested in what Calo has to tell you about Bastila's other companions, Lord Malik.
The Force has given us a vision, like the one we shared on Dantoonie. Did you see it? Of course. You must have. The Force is strong with us both. Tatooine is known for little but blowing sand. I find it surprising that there would be a star map somewhere in its desolate wastes. The star map would likely have to be within some kind of shelter to protect it against dust and sandstorms. I suspect there are many such caves and caverns hidden in the sands of the Dune Sea. The creatures of this world probably use them as their lairs. No doubt things will become more clear once we discover the star map's location. How can I help? I do? How did you know? amusing description, but hardly the truth. We both know the real reason. You have some idea of what I'm thinking. The bond we share. Our connection allows us glimpses into each other's mind. We can feel some of what the other feels, and what I feel within you troubles me. A Padawan must receive considerable training. They must learn to control their emotions and darker impulses. Often it takes years before using the Force can be considered safe. The fact that you are so strong in the Force and have had such relatively little training could have terrible consequences. For you, and for everyone around you. I don't think there's much you can do. If things were different, I would recommend several years of training under one of the Jedi Masters. But I fear that won't be possible. Thankfully, you've exhibited a degree of compassion and self-control up to this point. I sincerely hope you can maintain these traits in the future. We must all resist the influence of the dark side. It's everything we are fighting against. This is doubly important for you, with your natural affinity for the Force. That's good to hear. Without the proper training, however, I'm afraid you will find the path difficult even with the best of intentions. There's great danger ahead for both of us. Our destinies are intertwined. Everything one of us does will have consequences for the other. Any reckless behavior on your part is likely to affect me as well. I believe you truly mean what you say, for now, but sometimes it is not so easy to keep such promises. Your power could be a gift or a curse. When you need guidance or advice or support, I will do my best to help you stay on the path of the light. I only hope I have the wisdom to help you through the dark times. But for now, we should return to our mission.
Kipuna, Bonana Kichu. Selima Wanga Kunbikin. Mucho Shakapaga. Mucho Shakapaga. Mucho Shakapaga. Mucho Shakapaga. Tonki ba non tontek. Kipuna, Bonanakichu. Selima wanga konbitkin. Kipuna, Bonanakichu. Tongki ba non tontek. Tongki ba non tontek. Kipuna, Bonanakichu. Kipuna, Bonanakichu. Tong abuk shami no nok. Tong ki ba non tontek. Tong ki ba non tontek. Tong abuk shami no nok. Mucho shakapaka. Tong ki ba non tontek. Tong ki ba non tontek. Tong abuk shami no nok. Tong abuk shami no nok. Tong ki ba non tontek. Selima wanga konbitkin. Tong abuk shami no nok. Mucho shakapaka. Tong ki ba non tontek. Tong abuk shami no nok. Mucho shakapaka. Tong abuk shami no nok. Mucho shakapaka. Mucho shakapaka. Tong abuk shami no nok. Mucho shakapaka. Mucho shakapaka. Tong abuk shami no nok. Mucho shakapaka. Selima wanga konbitkin. Kipuna, Bonanakichu. Kipuna, Bonanakichu. Tong ki ba non tontek. Tong ki ba non tontek. Kipuna, Bonanakichu. Kipuna, Bonanakichu. Kipuna, Bonanakichu. Tong abuk shami no nok. Mucho shakapaka. Selima wanga konbitkin. Tong ki ba non tontek. Mucho shakapaka. Tong ki ba non tontek. Tong ki ba non tontek. Mucho shakapaka. Tong abuk shami no nok.
How can I help? Yes, I did. I wanted to speak to you about our mission and what lies ahead for us. It seems fate, or the Force, is driving us into a confrontation with the Dark Lord. You must prepare yourself for when we face Malak. The confrontation will be difficult for you. I remember how hard it was when I first faced Revan. It's true that due to my battle meditation, I was with the Jedi strike team that boarded Revan's ship. We did not kill Revan, however. Our mission was to capture Revan if possible. It was Malak who turned on his own master, firing upon Revan's ship while we were still unboarded. It was his desire to kill us and his master both. Thankfully, we narrowly escaped the vessel as it exploded. True, I suppose, and yet the outcome of that battle was unexpected. To all of us, Revan's end was unforeseen. As I said, we were there to capture Revan alive. The Jedi do not believe in killing their prisoners. No one deserves execution, no matter what their crimes. Remember that Revan and Malak were once great Jedi, heroes in every sense of the word. They demonstrate the danger of the dark side to us all. I'm sorry, we really shouldn't speak of this anymore. The memory of my confrontation with Revan is painful. Let's return to the mission, please. How can I help? Yes, I suppose I can understand your curiosity, given the bond that connects us. Very well. I'll tell you a bit about myself. I was found to be strong with the Force at a young age, as most Padawans are. As a girl, I was given to the Order to be trained. When I joined the Order, I left my family on Tal Ravan, as all Padawans do. My family is still there, the last that I heard. I've had little contact with them, as it is discouraged. Relationships with family members are fraught with powerful emotions. Such extremes are to be avoided. Anger and hate are the worst, but even love can lead to folly. Emotional entanglements can be dangerous. They can impair rational thought. They can lead to outbursts of uncontrolled emotion. A Jedi must be above such things. Like all who join the Order, I've learned to embrace the life I've chosen. I had to let go of my attachments to my family. It can be a hard lesson to learn. I was not on good terms with all of my family, but I do remember missing my father terribly for a long time. I was not on good terms with my mother. I was only a little girl when I left, but I was old enough to resent her and the way she treated my father. She pushed my father into treasure hunting. I spent all my young life on ships, traveling from one false lead to the next. She whittled away my father's entire fortune, and I hated her for it. I think she was relieved to give me to the Jedi, but my father was heartbroken. A child is too young to understand the sacrifices that must be made. It's better if they have no contact with their family once they're removed. Once I was older, I realized the wisdom of this policy. A Jedi must do what is needed, personal desires notwithstanding. Love can only obscure and confuse the matter. Even a Jedi cannot always control the feelings of the heart. We must do our best to guard against it, no matter what the cost. But some sacrifices are harder than others. I do not wish to discuss this anymore. I would rather return to our mission.
Ikukuno no ba mulera tikun. Tonghit kun tunting ne boboje mata. Chi gratulo da pograshi onneun kompa cintombo chuba. Loda nita kun. Ita patisa batua kachatu tonga.
Kachi kun ita haudonga. Ikin kuno ba mulera chikun. Slimo podonar de hodunga ku.
Jeda badawana ni dibobo. Tong nabung siya nununya. Tong patukas magtalea.
Runda di hodonga kun hangkami. Wana kun bez ching palamule. Tongking ba nunotek. Tugning chatukunde mulerabes.
Achuta, wonga kun bistolpi kikuyana.
Runda di hodonga kun hangkami. Wana kun bez ching palamule. Tongking ba nunotek. Tugning chatukunde mulerabes.
Mucho shakapaga.
Tolpa da pongwale gandun ang guguchuchut. Kavadun ku pelio botenya. Bonanay kuchu. Hawaga boska chokola. Mucha shag pangka.
Kipuna, bonana kichu.
Takom justach miki grabal mogo. Kachi ita hotunga.
Dong abuk shami no nok. Tonki ba non tontek. Silima wanga konbitkin.
Tong haitwam jiji jum lumpa. Nita poe tikitu. Dolpa da bonqualeo gandona chuchut. Kachi chu ita dundoga. Yumalita kuto dun. Chilamulane ni dubobo. Wonga kumbis jang ba mulira.
How may I be of assistance to you, Padawan? What is it you would like to speak to me about? How I came to be a Jedi? I am sure you would not find it very interesting. Are you sure you would like to hear? Well, it goes back a number of years. Back on my homeworld, we did not see Jedi very often, especially where I lived. It was not the homeworld of the Cathar that I lived on. My parents had long fled from that place, and perhaps that is a story for another time. Rather, it was a human hive world that I was raised on. The hind end of space, a pit of a world, to be sure, where Jedi rarely tread. But we had heard of them. Well, everyone had, so that is not to be unexpected. Champions of truth, defenders of justice, heroes of the Republic. It was very easy for a child to be enthralled by their image, their mystique. Maybe I was one of those children. Yes, I did. When I saw a Jedi for the first time, they lived up to everything my imagination had created them to be. I was awed, and maybe a little enamored. They were quite striking, especially the tales of their leader. From that moment on, I knew that I would have to try to become a Jedi, to lift myself out of the rut I had been living in for years, and to make a real difference as the Jedi wore. The foolish delusions of a child, but this child made it happen. As soon as I was able, I left my world and went in search of them. I found them and was accepted. I had been living my dream on Dantoonie for several years before you came, although perhaps I was not entirely ready for it, or not completely suited to the task. Otherwise, I would not have fallen. But thanks to you, I have been redeemed. Perhaps I may yet live to see that dream of mine come true. Come, there is much we should do. Let us not waste time talking. Action is what is needed.
Welcome to Anchorhead, potential customer. Zerka Corporation stands ready to serve, after some formalities, of course. First, your ship is not on our list of planned arrivals for today. There is a docking fee of 100 credits because of this. The immediate benefit is access to these very docking facilities. This is the only port in Anchorhead. Once you've paid, we will offer trade services as well. We're not unreasonable, we just want to cover expenses. I thought you would. Without these fees, the Zerka Corporation would have closed this port years ago. This will cover any future landings as well. It's like a registration, so we can serve you better when you return. Now, as a customs officer, I can provide information on services. Is this visit business or pleasure? It depends on what level of risk you want to take. You could ask at the Zerka office if any bounties need collecting. That's in central Anchorhead. While you're at the office, ask for a hunting license so you can sell trophies to Faza in his lodge, just north of them. I suppose you could also take up swoop racing. Talk to the hut at the registration office by the track. That's in West Anchorhead. I can't say I know which of these jobs is the most dangerous. I stay away from all of them. As you wish. If you need anything else, I'll be here.
Yes? What can I do? I'm here.
We don't get much trouble. People die in the desert, not here.
Ucua penki, tangi tuama ji, human act in Ikatune, chi, Baba Hassan Shan, no ba movie rati like kuka. Smilia, tinkuin kuka, patoga yakuli kukala Gigi.
Kotor Dadan Elva, Moisidan Elva, Unitus Blackman Nipapoelta, Colotus Ivan Revut, Ielti Rimon.